Well, hello, YouTubers. How you guys doing? Jared Fuller here. Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2020. It is my birthday week. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 4th of July holiday weekend. I know the pandemic had put a cancellation on many of our shows, not only in my state, but most likely in your state as well. I hope you were able to make the best of a bad situation with COVID canceling out 4th of July festivities. I hope your week was magnificent. Mine was busy, and I'm going to get to that here in just a few minutes. But before I get to that, so this week, Wednesday, I will be 34 years old. I don't have any plans for my birthday, not that I'm aware of anyway. I don't know if anybody's got anything planned for me. I'm not looking for it really. But on Wednesday, I'll be 34, and yay me, another year older. But I'm starting to, I look at birthdays now. It's just, it's another year of not only have I aged another year, but it's another year of wisdom that I've garnered from previous years. I'm not a big fanatic of birthdays, but in the sense that I've learned something new about people, or I've learned something new about life, I'll take that. It's another year that I've expanded on wisdom and education. So that for me, that's a way to just take it in. Like, it's another birthday, cool. It's another year that I'm here. I mean, that's what most people would look at it as. It's just another year that I'm alive. But I look at it as it's another year of wisdom that I've garnered from mistakes I've probably made and just didn't realize it. Or it's wisdom that, I wasn't sure about this. Let me look into this. Oh, snap, there it is. So, yay me, 34 on Wednesday. So now to get to my busy week that I had. I'm wearing my lucky, this side, sorry, my lucky Fight to the Finish sweatshirt. It's been very hot and sultry this past week. We are in the 90s. We are experiencing a heat wave here in Michigan. Tomorrow is supposed to be like the hottest day of all the hot days we've had. It's supposed to be, I think, 96 tomorrow with high humidity. I'm not looking forward to that, and of course, I'm not going to be wearing black. I'm just wearing the shirt today for this occasion, for the Sunday video to show support to my buddy Finn out in West Virginia. So, the week in review, I did get a new car. I had to go to Lansing to get it. Dice Auto Sales. Be sure to check them out. I got a 2004 Mercury Monterey, and it's got air conditioning, cruise control, third row seating. It's kind of like the Chrysler Town & Country that I had, but there are some, slight modifications. I don't have a DVD player in it anymore, in my vehicle anymore. Okay. I got a response from Scruffy. He must like it too, although he's never been inside of it. But I don't have a DVD player in this vehicle, but I do have a CD player, a working radio, a working horn, cruise control that works, good air conditioning unit. I do have to get a tune-up for it because there is a slight miss when I go down the road. It kind of, jerks a little bit when it goes down the road. So, new plugs and wires, and I'm going to get an oil change for it because I don't know when the last time the oil was changed in the vehicle. The people who owned it were a married couple. They were from East Lansing, and I had to finance because I didn't have a choice. I didn't have any cash, so at least I've got good credit, and I know I can work with that. So, I'm in a car again. I have been to Flint. I've been to Saginaw. I've been to Mount Pleasant. I've been to Clare. I've been to Farwell. I've been to Owasso, of course. I've been to Lansing, of course. I've been everywhere. Yesterday, I was in Detroit. I had to take a friend to excuse me, the Greyhound bus station, and that was a lot of fun. The traffic wasn't nearly as congested as I thought it would be, but yesterday was July 4th. Not much traffic on the roads yesterday, which is fine. I can agree with that. It was the first time in quite some time that I've been in Detroit. Still a big, magnificent, wonderful city. I went with my stepdad, and he had never been right in the city of Detroit before. And he says, well, you should drive because you know how to get there. So I drove us to Detroit, and I would imagine that my stepdad, because he's never been right in Detroit. He's only been at Metro Airport, which is not right in Detroit. It's in Romulus, technically. But my guess would be that when he saw downtown Detroit, the big skyscrapers, he was just amazed. He saw a great big sign that said Motor City on it, so hopefully that legitimized his trip to Detroit. He thought it was a racetrack. Motor City is actually the nickname of Detroit. Like Chicago's a windy city, Detroit is Motor City, because of course we're General Motors. We build cars here. But it was a wonderful time yesterday. I enjoyed myself. So I've been extremely busy this past week, and it feels good to be busy. Feels good to be busy. No bad news as far as I can tell. But actually, there was just a smidgen of a problem that I dealt with this week. Someone in Messenger had contacted me about a troll, goes by the name of Justina Banks, which is not the real name. It's actually Tessa Miser, pretending to be Justina Banks. So, Justina Banks / Tessa Miser, I've got news for you. Get a fucking life. Leave me alone. You come here trying to get information, and you're messaging random people that you don't even fucking know, let alone I don't even know them, because I've never heard of those people. The person who messaged me, I've never heard of them. I didn't even know they were from my hometown. It tells you a lot, because Chesaning is a small town where everybody kind of knows everybody. But I didn't know this particular person, and they are messaging me saying that Justina Banks / Tessa Miser is running her fat fucking mouth again. So, my advice to you, stop populating the world with your nasty stank crotch and get a fucking life. There you go. So that's my message to you. Got that out of the way. Now, I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Scruffy, hey, psst, enough. I hope your 4th of July weekend was good. And mine was pretty good. We didn't have any fireworks. But it was still good. I mean, I went to Detroit yesterday, and I got a new car last week. And like I said, this Wednesday, I will be 34, and it will be another year of just garnered wisdom. You know, that's how I have to see it. Because usually birthdays depress me. I don't know, the idea of getting older, you know, the thought of the aging process is kind of depressing, because it's like, I don't want to get older, but it's something we all do. And, you know, I want to age with grace, and I want to age with wisdom and knowledge, and I want to be able to, you know, I want for my experiences or my wisdom about things to be able to teach other people that, you know, this getting older thing, it's not so bad. But other than that one little smidgen of an issue, everything has been remarkably good, actually. Dad, he's sleeping on the couch. Amy, she spent the night out in the camper because we have an air conditioning unit out there. And she might be peeking in any time. She'll probably come through the door any second, because it is already 11:15, or just before 11:15. So, she'll probably come in the middle of the video, and that's fine. She's a regular part of the quote-unquote cast ensemble of the Sunday video, so There you go. Drinking cold Pepsi. And I think my dad is getting up. I think Dad's awake. Oh, yes, he is. Hello, Dad. I'm doing the Sunday video. Oh, you hear me. You hear me talking. Well, so does everybody else watching the video. I was just telling our viewers about the week I had. Did you have a good week? Yeah? Dad's without a vehicle currently. The transmission went out in the Expedition, so he's in search of a new vehicle. Huh? You might be getting another one. When? Maybe today. And I know what he's talking about. A friend of ours, a good friend of ours, she lives in Saginaw. She has a vehicle that she's willing to part ways with, and she's willing to set up a payment plan arrangement with Dad. Yeah, he's known her since childhood. She's willing to make a payment plan arrangement with Dad to get a vehicle. And I told Dad if we got to go to Saginaw today, we'll go to Saginaw today. But with the Secretary of State's being closed, and you have to arrange an appointment to go to the Secretary of State's, which is stupid. But I understand it's better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, Dad has an appointment on the 31st, but he's in need of a vehicle now, because I have my own car, he's gonna have his own car, and I have to say, Amy's brother was very nice and generous enough to let us borrow his truck as a means of transportation until, I found my vehicle, so I'm good. Now Dad's in search of a vehicle. And everything's, it's looking up. We're working on it. Yeah, Dad's been helping Joe. That's Amy's brother, Joe. But so things are interesting. They're not bad. They're good. They could be better, but we'll take good. I was just telling our viewers about my birthday coming up this Wednesday, and 34. It's another year of garnered wisdom, so I'll take that. I want to age with grace, and I want to age with knowledge and understanding of things, and I think the older I get, the better I'm getting. I don't know. I think that saying is true. I think it holds its weight in truth. The older you get, the wiser I would hope the wiser that people become. Throat's cracking. My voice is cracking. Well, it's a lot of it has to do with the COVID pandemic. When I was down in Detroit yesterday, and yes, I always wear the mask. I mean, when I go into a public store, matter of fact, we came through Owasso yesterday on the way home from Detroit. My stepdad wanted to see if the fireworks tent was open. They sold out of fireworks. So we went to Walmart, and when I walked in, of course, we put our masks on. And, it's better to be safe than sorry. I'm not sick. I'm not exhibiting any of the COVID symptoms or the signature of what COVID would be. I have seasonal allergies, which would probably explain why my voice is cracky, and but I don't exhibit any of those symptoms. And it's the heat too. It's the heat. We are experiencing a heat wave here in Michigan. And it's supposed to be 96 degrees tomorrow. With thunderstorms? I didn't hear that. Well, we need it. We need it because it's been incredibly dry. It's been hot excuse me, it's been hot, it's been dry.
But if we get 90-something degree weather, thunderstorms, that's not good.
Yeah, well, that's like tornado weather. But it's been hot, it's been dry, it's been sultry, and we do need the rain desperately.
And leave your dogs in the house.
Yeah, there was something on the news. There was something on the news the other day about someone had left their dog or a pet in the car. Not a wise thing to do. If it's 96 degrees outside, it's going to be 140 inside the car. Don't leave your dog in the fucking car. It's
Don't leave your kids in the car.
and don't leave your children in the car. Yes. So, you know, maybe the older you get, knowledge isn't necessarily in everyone's, you know, it's not in everyone's hands. Happy to say that I'm not one of those people, because the older I've gotten, the better I've gotten, and I think my knowledge of things has expanded and improved. But even I know that you don't leave children in a hot car. You don't leave your pets in a hot car.
Check on the elders.
And you got to check on your neighbors. And yeah, check on your neighbors. Check on the elderly, because they are more highly susceptible to heat stroke and heat exhaustion. And so, you know, just check on your neighbors. I keep bumping this microphone.
Drink a lot of food. Drink a lot of food.
Yes, I heard you. Drink a lot of water. Not Pepsi. It's not recommended to drink Pepsi when it's hot. But drink a lot of water. And don't wear black like I am. I'm not going to wear this all day. But I don't plan on going outside. I was burned by the sun yesterday, severely burned. Photosensitivity. It's hard to see in the camera. But it's... well, that's not gonna matter. It's not gonna make a difference. But yeah, you know, just take it easy out there in the heat. If you are a fellow Michigander or someone who lives near Michigan with all the hot weather happening, or if you just live in an area where it's hot all year round, just take it easy. They're probably used to the heat, like Tampa, Florida heat, or Arizona desert heat. That's dry heat, but even still, heat is heat, huh? Well, they can keep the 104. 96 is hot enough. But anyway, how was your week? I asked you once, but...
Busy. I mean, I was on the go.
Yeah.
I no more get shut down. I had something else come up, or somebody needed me to help them, or I was right back to a walk. So I did take a load of junk in for Joe.
Yeah.
I took his mom with me. We had a night talk. We stopped at the cemetery. And, yeah. We had a real nice talk.
Well, after I drove off with my new car last week, we stopped at the Big Boy restaurant in St. John's, and we had their Blockbuster breakfast, I think it was. Eggs, bacon, sausage. Well, we didn't have sausage, though. We had eggs, bacon, toast, Texas toast. I had all bacon, too. I had what you had. It was good. Yeah, the waitress was friendly. The prices were reasonable. And we had to, you know, they would have seating here, skip this table, seating here, skip that table, seating there. Like it was every other table. It's because of the social distancing and the pandemic. And she was wearing facial garments and plastic protective gloves. She sprayed down the tables and wiped them down. And the pandemic has really gotten everyone extremely germ conscious. Imagine living every day of your life like this, even if there wasn't a COVID pandemic. And of course, yes, I'm speaking about childhood cancer, because we always have to be conscious of our surroundings. We have to be aware. We have to be aware of our surroundings at all times. well, my immune system is jello practically. I'm highly susceptible to seasonal allergies. If someone has a cough or a cold or a sneeze, I'm very highly susceptible to catch, contaminants, or contagions, I should say, not contaminants. Contaminants would be like in the water, like raw sewage. I don't want to catch contaminants. I'm susceptible to contagions. That was the word I was looking for. Contagions. I know it started with a C. Leave me alone. I knew what I wanted to say. It just came out wrong. But yeah, everything here is it's going good. Going very well. Huh? Yeah, just trying to keep cool because the heat and humidity is just, ugh. I can't do it. I can't deal with it. It's awful. But I figured I would put some miles on my car. That is a nice van. And people ask me all the time, well, why do you want a van? Why do you want a van? You don't have a girlfriend or kids. Why do you want a van? So to answer your question, although I don't think I owe anyone an explanation, but being the guy I am, I'll give an explanation. First of all, I like vans because they are meant for traveling. They are meant for traveling. They are meant to go long distance. They are meant for long range trips. When I went to Muskegon last summer with my Chrysler. I went out to Lake Michigan. And you remember that?
Yeah.
We went to Lake Michigan last summer. The van not only does it hold more people, but it's good on gas. It's meant to go long range distances, long range trips, and it's just a fun time. I love driving and seeing different things, but with a van, I can do that. Vans are meant for traveling, so that's why I got it. There's a lot of different reasons why I prefer a van over even a truck or a small car, although you can take a small car because small cars, depending on what they are, they're good on gas as well. But yeah, and like Dad said, if I get tired, I can pull off. I can put my seats down or I can move the seats or rearrange the seats. I can put down an air mattress and I can sleep in the back. But so that's what why I prefer vans. Although I'm single and don't have kids, it's better for me, I think. And I feel comfortable driving vans and owning vans. I'm a van kind of a person. But, huh? I already put it out there. Dice Auto Sales in Lansing. They're located at 2117 South Cedar Street in Lansing at Riley, which would be south of Mount Hope. There is a light at the corner of Riley and Cedar. They price to sell. They also buy and trade. So check out Dice Auto Sales. Which that's my second push for Dice Auto Sales. But anyway, free advertising. It's all good. I got you covered. I don't know what I'm doing this week, although it's my birthday week. I don't know. What? Do what? You're over there whining. Oh, my sinuses are draining. That's why I keep coughing. Scruffy. I don't know if you guys can see them, but anyway, seriously, 1 second, guys, 1 second. I dropped my glasses. Yeah. Yep. I'll just wipe them off. But everything here is magnificento. Magnificente. Oh, there we go. I can see. Oh, I can see my dad. You're gonna let the dogs out? Woof, woof, woof. Yeah, well. Anyway, see, the thing is I already talk about discussions, or I discuss certain topics. And then when Dad wakes up or when Dad jumps in, he brings something up that I've already covered, and then I have to reiterate all over again. Yes, Dad, I talked about that. I already brought that up in the video. If you would have been awake, you would have known that. But that's okay, because if there's something I forgot to mention and Dad will bring it up, then oh yeah, that's right. You know, and that's why I like having Dad and Amy in the videos with me, because if there's something I forget to mention, they'll bring something up, and then I'll be reminded. You know. So. And it's amazing. Every time I do a video, it doesn't matter when I do the video, the dogs need to go outside. Doesn't matter. I could do this at 10 o'clock at night, and the dogs would still need to go outside. I'm sitting down, they know I'm busy doing something, and then they gotta go outside. They gotta interrupt me every fucking time. But I love my dogs. I love my dogs, though. Was there anything you wanted to add?
I love my dogs more than my girlfriend.
You love your dogs more than your girlfriend. Uh-oh, Amy. Uh-oh, Amy. Those are fighting words. Is there anything you wanted to add?
No, just be safe and keep cool. That's all I can say. I try to get along with everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on in this world, and I turn the news on, and like they just had a shooting in South Carolina at a lounge. 2 people were dead, and I think 8 were injured or something like that. Maybe I read it wrong, but
Yeah, they did.
I did read it wrong.
No, they did. I was shooting them.
It's
I get so sick, I'm tired of listening.
the news is depressing. The world is in shambles, and we have people who just they don't know how to act. They don't know how to behave themselves. I don't know.
I understand Black Lives Matter, but everybody.
Well, it's yeah. I don't want to get into that this week.
I'm sick of this racist bullshit.
I'm sick of it too. I just,
We're all in this together.
but I'm not gonna. No. Well, you brought it up. You brought it up. I don't want to get into it, but this whole Black Lives Matter thing, I give them my piece, and I had spoken my opinions about Black Lives Matter and what it means to me anyway. Not this week. Not this week. It's been a good week. It's been a busy week, but it's been a good week. And I go by. I mean, you guys know me by now if you've been watching my videos all this time, and if you've stuck with me this whole time, you know that I am a person who goes by evidence and not hearsay. I go by what's evident. And if someone tries to convince me of something otherwise, then I say, well, you're going to have to show me some evidence of that. You're going to have to demonstrate to me that that is really and truly the case. So, but anyway, I have been here for a half hour already. Oh boy. I imagine I'm not going to be here much longer. I just fucking allergies. I imagine that this is going to be a short video, just because I really don't have much to talk about, and it takes all day to get this video uploaded. If it's an hour-long video where I'm just ranting and rambling off and just, talking, which there really isn't much to say anymore these days, but, my voice cracked again. I'm sure there's plenty more to say, but I don't have all day to sit here and talk about the things that matter or what we should talk about, like, hand washing, which hand washing should be a common sense thing to do. But again, not everybody has common sense. Because if they did, people like Justina Banks / Tessa Miser wouldn't be randomly messaging people thinking that they know me and I know them when we've never fucking spoke to one another ever in our lives. I didn't even know they were from my town. So, yeah, people need to really get a life, and, slandering my name is not going to help your matters any better. It's not going to help your case. I just opened a bag of cheddar cheese baked pretzel combos. So yes, I'm going to eat in front of all of you. Very good. Very good. Okay. Just needed a little something in my stomach. Okay. Usually Amy's sitting right here on the couch, but she's out in the camper. I don't know if she's still asleep or if she's watching television or listening to her radio on the iPad or whatever it is she has. It's probably cooler out there with the air conditioning. If the air conditioning is on, which I imagine it is, because the camper absorbs heat. And, gotta have air conditioning, gotta have the AC. But everything here is fine. Everything here is great. I've been writing letters to my friends and cancer children and giving them hope and inspiration and uplifting them and putting a smile on their face, which always puts a smile on my face whenever I find out that they got a letter from Jer Bear. So, but I wouldn't recommend this video to, or this channel in particular. I wouldn't recommend it to kids because of the swearing. I know how some parents are about the whole swearing and, oh, don't swear around my kids. Although they live in a world where they're going to hear it anyway, I don't know. I don't get that. But some people are just, it's actually illegal, I think, in most states, if not all states, it's illegal to swear in front of children or in front of women in public, especially in public. It's actually illegal to use profane language. But see, that's the thing. My videos are public. The only difference is you choose to come here and watch my videos, like most of my haters do. They choose to come here and, oh, what can we hold against Jared this week? What is he going to say that we're going to hold against him later on? Because he's going to tell on himself somehow. I'm not telling on myself about anything, because there's nothing to tell on myself about. I just like to give updates for people who may not otherwise know how to get in contact, or if they want to know how I'm doing. And I make my videos public for a reason, because I'm very conscious about the things I say, although I misspeak and I use incorrect words or phrases most of the time. There's nothing inappropriate that I would say other than swear words, perhaps, or the remark I made about Justina Banks. But other than that, I know what I'm saying. So there's a reason that these videos are public, because I want for everybody to hear what I have to say. And everything here is always interesting. We have a bad week, we have a good week, that's life, give or take. We have good days, we have bad days. We learn from the bad days, and we take in all the good days, as many as we can, and that's life. You have to take the good with the bad. But when people want to be ignorant, they choose to be ignorant, and they like to make life miserable for other people, that's because their lives are miserable. They don't have a life. They sit behind a computer screen or their little electronic devices all day long because they are bored, they are miserable, they hate the way that other people are happy and living their lives. They don't like to see other people doing better than them. And that drives people apeshit. Now, people could say that about me. They could say, well, Jared, you don't like to see other people doing better than you. It's not that I don't. That's not the case at all. I love the fact that there are people out there who are willing to help other people. That there are people who are taking a step. They have an initiative and they are running with it. Okay, that's fine. It's perfect. But when you start acting as if you are the center of the fucking universe just because you did something, that's where I have an issue. Or people who want to pride themselves all day on Facebook because of how wonderful they are, because they have an ego that needs stroked constantly, every day. I know this is happening. I mean, you're not going to tell me different. I know this is happening. Nobody can tell me different. There are certain people that are just exalted, like they are a gift to the world. And there are those of us like myself who, you know what? I do help people. I just don't discuss it. I don't get into the detail about who I help or how I help them. But I do help people. That's part of my, that's who I am. That's my personality. That's the kind of heart that I have. But I don't need to come on here or go elsewhere to brag about it or to make a big, to draw attention to myself. Like I'm something so spectacular and, oh my God, nobody can be as perfect as me. Well, I'm not perfect. And that is probably the one of the most perfect traits about me, is that I am imperfect, and I'm willing to take that. And the people on Facebook who think that they're above and beyond everybody else, you're not. You want to help people, that's great, and I'm not going to ridicule that, I'm not going to shun that, but when you start acting like you're better than everybody else because of what you do, and you get it in your head that, well, they love and adore me, they worship me because I'm me and my beautiful, perfect Facebook sainthood. That's where it becomes a problem. And that's what I'm going to point out. And that's the flaw that I'm going to expose. And it's no different than people who are, they openly admit in podcasts that they are sexual predators, and then I have friends who are going to defend them and their behavior, which I find to be a bit disturbing. You'll know who I'm talking about if you watch previous videos. It's no secret. I put the word out there, at least I helped put the word out there, that there's an actual predatory person. There's a lot of predatory people in the childhood cancer world. Lots of predatory people. And the thing about it is, most of my friends who are female, they are taken. You know, and it's not a sexist comment or remark, but most of my female friends are easily taken in because they are at their most vulnerable, or they are the most gullible to believe the shit that someone is selling them. They are being taken for a ride and they don't even know it. And it's, for me, this is where I come in and say, what that person did was crap. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. And, oh, Jared, but he helped me in so many ways, and he's doing a wonderful thing. He's changing the world. No, people aren't changing the world by preying on a person's desperation. It's not how that works. And they sure as hell aren't going on podcasts priding themselves on being kicked out of homeless shelters for sexually harassing people. And I'm going to harp on that all day, all week, every week, until people get it. And I know my videos get shared on Facebook, especially by Justina Banks and the likes of the people who hate me. I really don't give a fuck. Share away. Because a message is going to be imparted very loudly and very clearly that I'm done fucking around, and people need to be aware of what's happening with the childhood cancer world and the toxic people who like to cause issues for other people. I'm not going to shut up about that. And Facebook is it is a platform where there are no consequences, but here on YouTube, that, you know, I can say whatever I want to say because it's freedom of speech, but there may be consequences somewhere else. I don't know where exactly, but there may be consequences somewhere else out there in the world where people say, I watch your videos and I really I didn't agree with what you had to say about blah, 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 blah. You don't have to agree with what I say. These are just my opinions. But when it comes to evidence, which is objectively factual, that's what I go by. I base my decisions on what we can determine and demonstrate to be a fact. Or at least I do. I can't speak for everybody else, but at least I do. I just wish more and more people would do the same. I wish they would apportion their beliefs when there's evidence to warrant the belief. This he said, she said stuff just doesn't work. Now, when I talk about people who are, you know, disgusting, I actually have proof and evidence to back that up. I've never actually been asked to provide that evidence, but I do have evidence of the person in particular who was kicked out of the homeless shelter for sexually harassing somebody. I have evidence for that. And if you look on Facebook, which it doesn't require much effort to do, you will find the evidence of this person being malicious and disgusting and disturbing, and he needs to be stopped. I don't care what he did. I don't care about the goodness that he's done. I don't care about the good things he's done. He's a predator, and he needs to be stopped. Period. So, stop. See, Scruffy does that. Our dog Scruffy. That's his way of giving us a bunch of shit. Like, if we're away from home for a long time, we'll come to the door, and he'll just, that loud, boisterous bark. And it is loud, and he'll get right in your face. But the thing is, I think it's his way of giving us shit. Like, where the fuck were you? You were gone too long. He does that a lot. I love my dogs, I love my animals, but sometimes they can be pains in the butt, just like actual children. But I love my dogs. I love my cats. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and, you know, they help to liven up things around here when it gets depressing, and it's like there's really not much to talk about. There's not much to say at the moment, but they'll do something funny, or they'll just act crazy, or do something spontaneously, you know, hilarious, and then it'll get us going. We'll start laughing and playing with them and all that stuff. But they are a joy to have here at our house. We love dogs and cats, definitely. Ah. But yesterday, yeah, I got burnt by the sun really bad. Photosensitivity flare up caused by cancer treatment, chemo and radiation I had when I was a baby. 31 years later, still affects me, even to this day. I mean, even at this very moment, I mean, I'm still burned. And people attribute my red hair to being, sensitive to the sun. But it is mainly the core foundation of photosensitivity is because of my cancer treatment 31 years ago. That's going to affect me for the rest of my life until the day I die. There's nothing I can do about it. There's no cure for it. I just have to find ways to treat the symptoms accordingly. So. So what's Barkley doing out there? So there's a chance that Amy might not be joining us this week for the Sunday video update. She's probably still asleep, or she's just enjoying the air conditioning in the camper. Either way, that's fine. We'll probably catch her next week. Hopefully by this time next week it won't be so miserably hot. It's supposed to be? Yeah, the rest of this week. I'm saying by this time next week. The 90s are supposed to stay? Well, at least we'll have rain. At least we carry the chance of rain, so it's not going to be dry. No, it's not good at all. 90 degrees and thunderstorms are not good. But anyway, guys. See, I've been here. Uh-oh. Tell me my glasses are breaking. Might have to take them into Durier's office and get these fixed here. Oh, no. That's fine. I've been here for about 47 minutes. About 47 minutes, give or take. Oh, boy. My glasses did kind of... Oh, these... I shouldn't be able to turn that. Yep, I'm going to have to go into the doctor, the eye doctor. Because, look, these aren't supposed to be doing this. Yeah. Yep, that should not be able to wiggle like that. See? This right here should not be able to wiggle. I shouldn't be able to do that. So I'm going to have to set up an appointment with the eye doctor and well, Dad, I like the way you do business. Here. My spectacles. But anyway, guys, I'm probably just going to sit here and eat the rest of my combos because these are so good. Very good. Anyway, so you don't have to sit here and watch me fill my face. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for watching another installment of the Sunday video update. Another installment of the Sunday video update. Was there anything you wanted to say, Dad? Be safe and keep cool. And drink lots of fluids. And don't leave your children and pets unattended in a hot car. And don't forget, when you go out in public, to wear your mask. Oh, not over my eyes. Don't forget to wear these things.
Right, not just under your nose.
Yeah. Wear it over the nose, over the mouth. Wear your fucking mask. And have a good week. Much love and peace.